kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Welcome, everybody, into Indianapolis as the drivers of the SCL Cup Series take on this 2.5 mile oval here tonight. I am Mike Timoni up in the booth. Joining with me this week is going to be Daniel Paulus. Daniel, how's it going, man?
It's going pretty well. What about you, Mike?
Oh, not too bad. Jumping on here, going to get set for some action as these guys get ready to roll out on grid. Looks like they're already starting to make their qualifying runs. Let's see if we can get some on-track action here. Like Joshua Canada is the first one out. Looks like his best time so far is a 51.79, good enough to sit on top of the pole for the moment here.
Yeah, you're going to see drivers using that inside line most of the night tonight here, Mike. And last week we were at Richmond, which was a 3/4 mile track. This is now a bigger track, so we're going to see the field spread out a little bit more and not going to be banging into each other.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be out here rolling, and it is one of the more unique tracks that we do see here on the iRacing service. We have these guys coming down, and they have 2 long straightaways, 4 corners with 2 short straightaways in between them, as Isaac Love winds up taking the pole there with a 51 59. Lilith Peters with 51.60. 55 for Brendan Ornyar finishing his second lap. Justin Lewis just finished his second lap with a 51.70. So these guys are starting to kind of get bunched up a little bit as far as time goes. We have Jonathan Casebear out there with a 51.88. Like we got pretty full field right now. We've had 27 drivers out on the track. Almost all of them have made their qualifying runs here. Isaac Love's still at the top of the board. Andrew McKenzie, second lap was a 52.60, so going to be towards the back here. Looks like we have Jeffrey Weimer coming in that 740 machine.
And with these drivers making their way around the track for qualifying, what is the expectations for tonight, Mike? Are we going to see a different winner? Are we going to see some drivers that are usually in the front stay in the front here tonight?
I think track position is probably going to be key here as these guys get ready to grid. They do have a short qualifying session here in the SCL series. They got five minutes to get down and get their laps completed. So they are set to go here. Let's see if we can get this grid brought up. Getting cars right now. We have Isaac Love, Lilith Peters on row 1, Trevor Dalton and Justin Lewis in row 2, Joshua Kaneda and Todd Markle in row 3, row 4, Chad Jones with Austin Call, Bernie Cornier, and we have Michael Matta in row 5. Jonathan Casebear, Adam Lowe make up row 6. And we've got Steven Johnson, Maxwell Caldwell, row 7. Barrett Flo and Jeremy Flanagan roll off in row 8. Row 9, Ronnie Hurst and Michael Accord. Matthew Meekin and Joshua Yarborough in row 10. Zach Archer and Blake Madu in row 11. Josh Tarthill and Derek Wegman in row 12. We've got Adam Brady and Dalton Randolph, 25th and 26th. Jeffrey Weimer, Andrew McKenzie, 27th and 28th. Row 15 is Nathan Harper and Ryan Furl. And then Chris Myers and Johnny Lefevers Jr. round out the field of 32 drivers set to take on Indy here.
Well, let's just say last time, Mike, the last time I was at Indianapolis, I don't know about you, but we saw a car upside down in the catch fence going down the back straightaway, literally doing a Ryan Preece. So I don't know what my expectations are to see here tonight from Indianapolis.
And we'll see what these guys can do once they get rolling here. Got several people join in the chat as usual here in the SCL Cup Series as they spin off and get their pace lap rolling. I remember when Isaac Love, when I first started calling this series, Isaac Love and Lilith Peters both were rookies here. Justin Lewis is a previous champion. Also have Maxwell Caldwell, a guy to watch out for. He's usually pretty quick as well.
You're making their way around here at Indianapolis. You know, Mike, this is such a famous racetrack that we talk about. We see these different drivers and they always say, we always ask them, what track do you want to win at? And the answers are always Daytona and the Brickyard 400. And you want to explain to our fans why it's always this racetrack that's kind of like a crown jewel event for some of these drivers?
Well, who wouldn't want to win a race with the history at Indianapolis? I mean, you have open wheel racers here. You have, you know, NASCAR. I mean, it is just one of the crown jewels, as you were saying, of the series. I mean, open wheel guys want to come and win the Indy 500. I mean, it's just one of those things that everybody looks forward to here. Could be getting ready to go this time by here.
Well, there's going to be a few drivers that I'm going to keep a close eye on here tonight, Mike, and that's going to be the number 2 of Todd Merkel in that 2 machine. It's going to be Michael Matta, Austin Call, Trevor Dalton, Lilith Peters. I'm even going to throw in there, and Justin Lewis, because we see all those drivers usually up towards the front. So, you know, last time I was here, I saw the one of Lilith Peters, and she was out front most of the time until a pit road mistake happened, and she didn't get back to the lead. But I mean, it's anybody's race. So I mean, these are the drivers that I'm just saying that are probably going to be inside top 10 most of the night. I'm assuming they will be, just because the last race that I've seen them race here. But what drivers are you looking at?
Oh, I think you pretty much hit almost all of them on the head there. Well, you definitely have to watch out for, like I was saying, Justin Lewis is usually pretty fast. Maxwell Caldwell. Steven Johnson's not too bad either. Barrett Flo, and like you said, Todd Merkel. Todd Merkel usually kind of one of those drivers that just kind of, I'll say, hangs around, tries to stay out of trouble, but usually he winds up finding himself kind of in there through no fault of his own, as these guys are, lights are out, ready to go this time by here.
Ace vehicle lights are off, making our way down this straightaway here, going into turns number 3 and 4. We're gonna have Isaac Love on the pole. We're gonna have Lil Peters on the outside. And Mike, it's showtime, because pace car is about to make its way onto pit road.
And a pace car turns in, and the field is under Isaac Love's control as they roll down this straightaway on the front stretch. Lilith Peters sucks in next to him as we wait, and they are down and away as they simultaneously pound that loud pedal and get rolling into turn number 1 here.
Once again, we're not going to see that bumping and banging like we saw last week at Richmond. We're going to see most of these drivers spread out a little bit. Oh, 62 of Isaac Love, very loose. Coming off of the corner there, keeps it straight, now falls back to a 3rd position, and Justin Lewis takes 2nd away from him.
Yeah, Justin Lewis able to take advantage of the early mistake there of Isaac Love. Trevor Dalton in that 27 machine back there as well. You see Todd Merkel on the outside. You're going to see these guys try and get into a single file line. They don't necessarily want to be stuck on that high side as they're rolling through the corners here as they head down the front stretch for the first time.
And there it is. Lilith Peters going to lead lap 1 in the number 1 here, going into turn number 1. Everybody's single file, still very clean on lap number 2.
Yeah, as you saw, a couple of the drivers pull off, had to come down pit road, get their drive-through penalties from, looks like, probably the last race. As it looks like we had Carthill and Chris Myers come in. Back here in the field a little bit. They're side by side. Just in front of Nathan Harper is Joshua Yarborough and Derek Wegman. Wegman in the 69, Yarborough in the 77 machine. Wegman gets in front and they single file out once again.
I'm seeing a lot of these drivers using that snake line formation, which we expected here. But, you know, it's not just racing around the track here tonight, Mike. I think we're going to have a nice little green flag run here, which means strategy's going to start coming into play. So I mean, with the amount of tire wear falling off here in Indianapolis, I'm expecting these cars to come down around lap 30 to 35. Where do you see strategy come into play here?
Well, it's definitely going to be probably more tire wear than a fuel run, as these guys, you know, have 80 laps. going to see probably guys trying to figure out if they want to stay out as long as they can in the first half of the race, or if it's going to be more the second half. They're going to try and have that longer run. Steven Johnson in the back, going side by side, 3 wide in front of him with Case Bear. Maxwell Caldwell there as well.
A lot of great passes going on early, but you know, there are 2 factors here. One, do you want to make the aggressive passes early on, use that tire wear? Or B, do you just want to stay calm and try not to use all your tire wear and possibly use it at an advantage later on in this race?
Well, I think that's going to be kind of the question, is how long are you going to be able to save those tires? I mean, you have the turns that are banked at 12 degrees or thereabouts as they're coming through the corners, and then the straightaways are pretty flat. So you'll definitely see more of the drivers try and stay low, keep as much speed as they can, and then float up towards that outside wall as they exit the corners. The turns are banked at 9 degrees, so not terribly banked, but like the super speedway. So they're definitely going to get their cornering in here as there's 3 wide action almost on track. Maxwell Caldwell kind of chasing it down the inside with Chad Jones there. Adam Lowe trying to get to the inside of Caldwell there as well in that 58 Ford.
Right now, you're seeing right here the top 5, top 6 are pulling away just a little bit from the pack. But I mean, here's a driver that I'm going to talk about really quick, Mike. And that's the 94 Maxwell Caldwell, 3-time series champion, and he's just in 10th place position. Does he steal a win here at Indianapolis? Do you see his season progressing on later on this season? Do you see him maybe have such a quiet season where he's not going to, maybe contend for a championship?
Yeah, he might be able to do that, as we almost saw some 3 wide action back here in the back. We have Jeremy Flanagan, Michael Accord working here. I'd imagine you're going to see Maxwell Caldwell make a move at some point in the season to get within striking range of the championship. Austin Call in that 18 machine. Seen him drive the wheels off of these cars. Michael Matta just behind him. Todd Merkel. And this is kind of where the gap is starting to form. You have a gap from Austin Call up to Joshua Kanata of a little over a second and a half. And then you have a gap back to Todd Merkel, which is about a second. And Merkel has Chad Jones and Maxwell Caldwell right on his rear bumper as they're going through the corners here. Coming down the front stretch one more time. Let's see if we can maybe jump on the nose here of Chad Jones, nice chasing down Todd Merkel here.
And listen to the throttle that he's using.
Look at how close they get as they were battling down that straightaway coming into the corner. Chad Jones able to push. I was going to say push by, but Todd Merkel fought back on that high line. Maxwell Caldwell is going to try and help Jones get by Merkel as Jones is still down on the inside.
He's going to be in trouble right here because you're seeing all the cars go to the outside. And the outside looks like they're going to have an advantage. So once you're on the inside line, you're pretty much stuck, Mike, until there's an open spot where you can file back in.
Yeah, you'll see the guys get down on the inside, try and run that white line through the corners, and then go clear out to that outside wall. That is how they're able to get more speed out of their cars. versus the drivers that get stuck in that inside lane and can't get out to that outside wall when they exit the corners. They have to slow down to be able to, you know, sharpen that corner just a little bit, and that's how the outside line is able to maintain some pace here.
Right now, our wonderful one car is out front right now. That's the one of Lilith Peters leading the way here in Indianapolis. And I'm looking right now, and so far the top 5 is mostly Chevys. You know, we have a Toyota in 5th and 6th place, and then we have 2 Fords. But I mean, there's not a lot of Toyotas here, and they're right up front here contending.
Yeah, Todd Merkel keeps having his luck tested here, as Chad Jones was, you know, side by side for a while, and then you just saw Maxwell Caldwell go side by side. Barrett Flo up 4 spots, running P11 now. They're kind of single filed out for the most part. 10 laps into this 80-lap race. Like Steven Johnson's trying to go to the inside of Adam Lowe, just couldn't quite make the path. Jonathan Casebear gets a little run on the outside and is going to try and pass Brendan Courier. And as we say that, Todd Merkel's getting passed by Chad Jones. Chad Jones able to clear Merkel. Merkel off the bumper there of Maxwell Caldwell. And Maxwell had to slow down just a little bit, and that's going to allow Barrett Flo to take that inside position here, see if he can get a run. He's got Adam Lowe right on his bumper, giving him a shove, trying to get him out there. And here comes Steven Johnson. Looks like he was going to try and force it 3 wide down on the bottom, backed out of it. And that is where they sit right now.
A lot of racing action going on here right now, and you're seeing the 44 Steven Johnson slide up the track a little bit, contact a little bit, but it looks like that tire wear is not holding on very strong early on in this race.
It definitely looks like some of these drivers are using their tires a little bit too much here. I imagine we're going to see some of the drivers that faded back early start to make a run. One of the biggest movers of the race is the 4 machine here. He's up 10 spots, running P19 now. Definitely looking to get some more. Ronnie Hurst back there in 22nd. Fell off just a little bit. See if he can get this 22 Chevy rolling in the right direction. We also have, looks like, the 43 back here battling Derek Wagman. He's up 5 spots. Joshua Yarborough in that 77 machine is running 29th now. Back towards the front as Merkel is getting passed by Caldwell once again. Barrett Flo there. Low to the inside, all over the rear bumper of Todd Merkel. Merkel gets by, slides up in front of Flo. Ooh, Steven Johnson gets into the side of of Adam Lowe. And they are wrecking back behind. Looks like the 17 went around. The 06 of McKenzie, Ronnie Hurst involved. And we are under caution here.
A lot of drivers involved there. I saw Ryan Farrell as well. And we're gonna have to take a look at this replay here because I mean, that's on the front stretch is very very odd, I would say, Mike, for a wreck to happen. So you're seeing here from our helicopter view. See right there, 17 comes down a little bit, gets loose. He's gonna bounce, maybe not bounce off the outside wall, but he overcorrects a little bit. Cuts in front of the 41, hits back up into the outside wall, right in front of the 22 Ronnie Hurst Jr. And you're just along for the ride right there. And man, Look at that, right into the side of pit wall. Oh my goodness. Look at the 43 Ryan Farrell. The 39 got some air. Massive hit for the 39 there.
On board with the 39 right now.
Oh my goodness. I what are the odds of a pit road entrance?
That definitely was a little crazy there. So under caution for the first time. Yeah, the 39 went around. Looks Randolph or drivers all involved in the wreck there. Everybody looks like coming down pit lane. Oh, nope. Michael Matta says, haha, I got you, as he pulls back out on the track. So that is
Cars making their way around the track right now. First caution of the night here, or a somewhat big wreck, I would say, Mike.
Yeah, few cars involved. 16 laps in, and the 16 machine is going to stay out. Todd Merkel with, looks like he just took some right side tires maybe, as he jumps Lilith Peters and Justin Lewis and gets out as the first car from pit lane. Lilith Peters, Justin Lewis, Isaac Love, Trevor Dalton all take 4 tires. So we will see what the tire wear is going to do here on this restart. We're going to have guys that stayed out, so they've got 16 laps on their tires, versus Todd Merkel,
right,
that's going to have, looks like, new right sides, and everybody else is going to have 4 new ones.
And you're gonna see that tire wear difference here on the restart. You're gonna see how much faster the drivers with the newer tires are gonna be against the drivers that stayed out, such as Michael Matta, Brendan Cournoyer, Todd Merkel, all of them. But I mean, you could still battle. I mean, it's only 16 laps on the tires. Yes, they're not as fresh, but I mean, if you can hold on into the top 3 until some of those other drivers' new tires wear off, I think you're still going to be in a good contention for the lead.
These guys are rolling through, and like I said, it is a big track. It's 2.5 miles, so it takes quite a little bit to get around the track under caution. I mean, it's almost double the lap time. So here we go. Stacked up one more time. Michael Matta, Brendan Cournoyer are going to be the drivers who stayed out. Todd Merkel, Lilith Peters. Lilith Peters has led basically every lap of the race except for this last one under caution here. So we'll see where that winds up leading her as they get ready to roll. Through the field just a little ways. Everybody back there's pretty much single filed out. The field is going to be under control here of Michael Matta. Pace car's getting ready to make that left-hand turn down pit lane, and we'll be set to set the drivers free.
Yeah, let's go back racing here. Pace vehicle is off pit road. Michael Matta leading the field back to green. Green flag's back in the air, and we're underway here from Indianapolis.
Yeah, everybody's staying right next to each other as they go under the stand here. Side by side, they still go. Lilith Peters looking to force it 3 wide in the middle. Thought a little bit better of it. Todd Markle is down on the inside. He's got Justin Lewis and Isaac Love, 2 of the faster drivers behind him. Lilith Peters gets by, but Love is all over that rear bumper of Todd Merkel. Down to the inside he goes, and looks like he's going to try and make the pass here, and will do just that. Justin Lewis following him through as they start to snake the front stretch. You see that a lot of times in the Indy race here.
Whoa, watch soundness Justin Lewis there, but look at a 44 of Steven Johnson there, taking 2 for 1 right there through the corner. And he has a good corner exit going down the back straightaway. Let's see what he does in here to turn number 3. As they're heading into turn number 3, Steven Johnson still looking pretty good, but Todd Merkel coming back there.
Yeah, Todd Merkel got stuck in that way high lane on 3 and 4 on that last lap and lost a couple positions, but behind him, everybody is bouncing off the wall just a little bit there as Austin Call, Trevor Dalton, maybe even Barrett Flo. See Justin Lewis go down to the inside, try and make this pass. And he will do just that. Steven Johnson following him through. And don't look now, but Lilith Peters is back to the point. Michael Matta not going away as he goes down to the inside. They come down the back stretch. Lilith gets a run going into the corner, see how she's going to exit, and she will do just that. Get out in front of Michael Matta. Isaac Love closing in as Matta was battling with Peters.
Everybody filing in pretty clean, but Lil Peters out front once again here at Indianapolis. And look at this 7 of Justin Lewis trying to get 3rd spot there from the 62, sliding up a little bit. I do believe that's going to allow the 7 of Justin Lewis to take 3rd place away.
We're under.
And it doesn't look like 62 gets the run on the outside. Oh, the 6 is around. Looks like a broken rear toe link there in the right rear. Take a look at that replay here. You see we're 3 wide in front of the 6. Oh my. Wasn't even the 6's fault.
No, it looks like Austin Call and Barrett Flo.
Very unfortunate there for the 6. It looks like it was just an innocent bystander. Take a look
at Barrett
there.
Flo
Austin
go
Call
from
going through.
outside, clear down to the inside. I don't know that Austin Call knew he was there. The 2 kind of squeezed him a little bit, and the 6 had nowhere to go.
Nothing you can do in that situation. You were just an innocent bystander. Very unfortunate for the 6.
I imagine everybody's going to stay out. Matter really butters my biscuit. Dan Jor in the YouTube chat. Yeah, Barrett Flo with that move clear from the outside wall down to the inside line, trying to pass, I'm going to say, almost 4 cars in one swoop. And just kind of got caught up there at the end of the middle of the corner there. So
yeah, and you know, this is our second caution of the night. Are we gonna start seeing, you know, more aggressive moves probably halfway? Probably. You're seeing right there 44 Steven Johnson thinking about coming down pit road, does not come down pit road at all. But you see the second half of the field looks like they're gonna pit down this time.
yeah, and that's definitely going to be one of those strategy calls. I mean, if you come in now, you know, maybe you can stay out later in the race, versus, you know, if they make it another, say, 20 laps, 25 laps, and the leaders come down, then you might be able to get some track position, and it probably will help you quite a bit here, as it seems like the clean air and upfront racing seems to be where you want to be here.
Well, let's just say this, you know, these drivers last week, Mike, they were at a 3/4 mile track. They were all getting anxious, drivers getting a little upset at each other. But now we're here in Indianapolis. It's a 2.5 mile track. You spread out a lot more, so it basically, the only time you have a legitimate shot to get to the lead is if you have a good restart. We see a lot of drivers spin their tires here on restarts. You see a lot of drivers get frustrated, and it just doesn't end up well. So I mean, this is a tricky track to figure out, because throughout this race we might see that high groove come into play, Mike, and that high groove could mean you getting around 2 drivers if you do have a good corner exit. But right now it looks like it's only just that inside line, hugging that white line. And the only issue I see here for the white line is I see sometimes these drivers, they hit this they hit those ruffle strips on the bottom there in the turn, and it spins them right around. So you gotta be very careful if you're gonna hug that white line.
Yeah, you definitely have to pay attention to where you're driving here as they get ready to back up. I believe the lights are going to go out this time by. We'll get ready to roll one more time. Lights are out. Lilith Peters will take the inside lane. What Michael Matta can do on the outside. He does have Justin Lewis, who is pretty aggressive, back behind him, and Steven Johnson back there as well. So I don't know that I would feel terribly safe if I was Matta here on this restart.
I don't know how I would feel about that. But so far it looks like the one of Lilith Peters has this track down pat, and that's what I meant by last year when we saw them come to Indianapolis. Lilith Peters was out front until she had a pit road issue. So I feel like if she didn't have that pit road issue, Mike, she probably would have won that race. And so far it looks like Lilith Peters is doing an excellent job by controlling this lead and getting those restarts the way that they should be. And I mean, the only other person I could see possibly fighting for her to win this race is the 7 of Justin Lewis right now.
We're getting close to about a third of the way through this race. So we've seen lots of action on track. We know where the drivers feel, say, the best at this moment. But that's not going to matter here if they can get this green flag run. And we'll see what the tire wear issue does. Everybody came in on lap 15 to get fresh tires. Some drivers came in this time, and we are stacked and ready to roll. Pace car is in. Lilith Peters with the button as they come to the restart zone here. Justin Lewis all over the back of Matta, but Lilith Peters off like she was shot out of a cannon, slides up to where she wants to be, and is going to arc this corner perfectly into turn number 1.
Weird, no problem. But right there for second place, we see Michael Matta and Isaac Love going back at it. with the 7 of Justin Lewis right there in tow, but everybody's filing very clean coming off of turn number 2, heading down the back straightaway. We're 3 wide. The 7 of Justin Lewis goes around back straightaway hard into the wall and doesn't collect anybody. Oh, there's the 2 of Todd Merkel right into the 7 of Justin Lewis, hard hit. And Mike, I was not expecting that at all.
Well, we said he was aggressive, and it looks like that might have came back to bite him just a little bit here. Let's see if we can take a look, see what happened here. You have Isaac Love, Michael Matta, Justin Lewis. There was enough room, looks like, for 3 wide. Isaac Love stayed down low. Justin Lewis there as well. But it looks like the 62 washes up the track just a little bit, forces the 7 into the 16, and sends the 7 into that outside wall. And we're going to stop right here real quick, and we're going to jump over to Todd Merkel. We'll just see what this looks like from Todd's point of view here. Did not expect to see Justin Lewis sitting up there.
I was not expecting the 2 of Todd Merkel to just hit the 7. I mean, I thought maybe Todd Merkel was going to avoid that, but obviously not. And it's just been a hard day for the 43 and 2 so far.
Yeah, Lilith Peters has got to be thinking, man, I want to go green. He's got the speed to lead these guys, and she gets out there to a pretty decent lead. Doesn't have too much trouble doing that. She's led every lap except for, I believe, a couple that were under caution or just after that. So we'll see what she can do on this restart. She'll have Isaac Love starting to her outside this time by. And then we got Steven Johnson, Trevor Dalton back there in row 2. So see if anybody else elects to come down pit lane, as we're going to be close to 30 laps into this race when we take that green flag once again.
On board. Still making our way around here at Indianapolis. Under our 3rd caution of the night here in the SCL Winston Cup Series. One thing I do want to point out here tonight, guys, is these drivers, no matter if you get a win, you're not locked into the playoffs. That's not what the format is for this series. The format is wherever you finish, the more points you get. So you really have to not worry about always winning. I mean, it would be nice if you win every race, but you know that doesn't really happen here. So you want to try to finish as much as possible and not DNF, and finish as closest to first position as you can get, because every position matters, and that's how you get your points for the race. So, you know, first place is going to overall get the most points out of the field because they won. But that's why you see a lot of these drivers get a little aggressive towards them, because they're always fighting for points, and those points take you into the playoffs, and they determine how far you will go in those playoffs. So that's why points are very, very crucial here in the Winston Cup Series. And so far, Lilith Peters is just racking them up right now.
Now Lilith Peters going to lead him on down. Looks like the lights are out on the pace car. Isaac Love's going to go to the outside. Trevor Dalton and Steven Johnson in row 2. So we're going to let them get rolling here. And it is one of the features of this track that there is not a actual painted restart zone here yet. But I'm sure that will change once NASCAR comes here this summer. Down the backstretch they go. They get ready to roll one more time. Lilith Peters is going to lead them into the front stretch, lead them to the green. Isaac Love on the outside. Same way we started the race is where we're at right now as far as the front row goes. Pace car makes that left-hand turn. And the field is under Lilith Peters' control here to get towards the start-finish line. And she is down and away. Gets a jump on the 44 there of Steven Johnson. Gets to the outside lane just where she wants to be. Seen her do it time and time again here. Steven Johnson trying to slide up in front of the 27 and will do just that. And they're bouncing off the wall back here. Looks like Jeremy Flanagan off the wall, up in the high side. He's trying to stay out of everybody's way as they make their way past. As you see Barrett Flo go by. Almost 3 wide back behind him. Justin Lewis is driving, I'd say, remotely angry here as he's trying to get back towards the front after the incident there. He's all over the back of the 55.
I mean, this is just a complete hornet's nest right now. I mean, look at this. We're 3 wide, we're 2 wide, and right now you're seeing the 7 and the 43 all on the inside trying to fight for positions here, and it's just not helping. You're going to want to stay in a single file line and try to make a pass into the turn. That's what I would have tried to done. But you're seeing a lot of aggressive moves early up front here. And that's the 58 there of Adam Lowe. And Adam Lowe last season, he's been there. He just hasn't executed, but here he is inside the top 10 competing.
These drivers all pitted on lap 15, trying to get the most out of their tires, is trying to pass as quick as possible. They can get back to single file racing, trying to just get some green flag laps logged here after getting some positions. Got Adam Lowe, Maxwell Caldwell, and then behind him, you got Matthew Meekin and Chad Jones kind of side by side as they come by the start-finish line. And Chris Myers is trying to get in on this action as well. Chris Myers up 21 spots right now.
I mean, this is just so weird. I mean, look at this. You've seen, oh, somebody got loose there off turn number 2, but they kept it straight there. And you're looking at most of these drivers here. I mean, look who's just inside the top 10 right now, Mike. It's Matthew McMeekin, Chad Jones, Chris Myers, and there's our buddy Maxwell Caldwell, now up to 7th place. So he's getting there. It's just taking some time.
Yeah, trying to avoid some of the driver. Ooh. That was like the 62 of Isaac Love almost lost it coming down the front stretch. Steven Johnson side by side with Joshua Kanata. Michael Accord clear down in the grass.
I'm really liking that 17 Mountain Dew paint scheme right there. What about you, Mike?
It's definitely a sharp-looking car as he's trying to battle his way back towards the front as he was involved in an early race incident as well. Justin Lewis went from the high side to the bottom side trying to get some more track position after getting turned around. Last caution, and the 17 gets turned off the 7's bumper there. Let's see what see what we can see here. Looks like Michael Accord might have slid down just a little bit there, but they were battling pretty tight side by side. Oh, 17 off the wall just a little bit. Oh, 17 just comes down.
Wow.
I don't think that he.
I
don't know that
don't
he
think
saw
I've ever
it.
seen that. Let's ride on board here at the 7 of Justin Lewis going down the front straight. There's the 17, and he's right there on the outside. Oh, just a little clip there to the quarter panel. And that's all it takes, really, Mike. Send him right around. And that was a hard lick to the inside wall. I don't think I've ever seen a head-on collision that hard. We should ride on board with that 17 machine. Here we go, coming off of turn number 4.
Looks like he gets a run. It looks like he's going to stay on the high side, but the 063 comes up.
I'm wondering if he didn't see the 70, he was going to try to maybe go to the inside of the 063 and side draft going down the front straightaway.
Yeah, it looks like he was just trying to float down to get to the inside of that 063, but hard into the wall he does go. Couple 360s. As he gets
I'm sure the 17 was not expecting that at all.
It's going the right direction after spinning around a few times.
I'm sure there's going to be a conversation. And right now, the one of Will Peter still staying in first place. Nobody seems to get around the one here in Indianapolis here tonight. But it's a really, really great race going on tonight. And, you know, the drivers I mentioned, I mean, Isaac Love, they're all up here in the front. And you're seeing some hitters right now. You're seeing, oh, wow.
Lilith Peters.
Wow, it looks like it's just going to be Lilith Peters and some of the back of the pack, but everybody else stays out. Wow, that was a fake play right there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
I mean, there's nothing you could do at that point.
Jamie calling
once you're
YouTube,
committed, you're committed.
Yeah, Jamie calling the YouTube chat says not clear, and that is, he definitely was not clear. James says hi, everyone. Hi, James. Paul Frank says hi.
Anybody have any questions about what's going on in this race? Anybody want to ask any questions?
So Isaac Love's going to take the point again. That's where he started the race. He threw down a pretty quick qualifying lap, but in I'm going to say turn 2, he just kind of lost it a little bit, and that allowed Lilith Peters to take the lead, and she has not looked back. But she is pretty much the I was going to say she was the only one to come down pit lane, but not quite. Joshua Yarborough,
So
Michael Matta, Ryan Farrell, Jeremy Flanagan, Nathan Harper all came down. So
it looks like right now the one of Lilith Peters is going to start 21st. So inside the top 20. But I mean, she's on fresher tires than the rest of the field, so she's probably going to make up a lot of ground here, especially if she was holding off that field there in the front. But it looks like 62 and 61 are going to lead this pack back to green here.
they gonna get stacked back up, I believe, this time. We're about halfway through the race here tonight.
Hey, look who it is. It's Josh Carrot Hill getting closer to the top 10. I mean, one driver that I'm really shocked on was Austin Call. Very strong last season, just outside the top 20. I mean, he hasn't been inside the top 10 most of the night tonight. I mean, Mike, what do you think's going on with him right now?
Well, he got involved in a couple little incidents. Nothing, I don't know that there was too
Nothing
much
major
damage there to the 18, but just keeps finding himself kind of marred back in, you know, the 10th to 20th position here, trying to get his way towards the front and just can't quite do that. You see Justin Lewis just in front of him. Justin was involved in a couple incidents. I mean, the last caution was not his fault that time, but
Yes,
definitely
yes.
involved in a couple of those cautions. Be getting ready to go.
Oh boy, this is gonna be exciting. Restart already, can feel it. Everybody get your popcorn, get your soda. This is gonna be a great show here. Do we see somebody end up in the catch fence? I don't know, we'll see. But I mean, this is like a whole new front row here, Mike, since Lilith Peters hasn't been up here. I mean, we have the 62, we have the 61, 44, 27, 58 in top 5. This is going to be an interesting battle to see who's going to make a move when, and who's going to be controlling this field once they exit turn 2.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see Isaac Love get a jump, as we saw Lilith Peters do as well, but they are rolling through towards the start-finish line. We are green. Isaac Love gets a little bit of a jump, but not the jump we were seeing Lilith Peters get, but he slides up into the outside lane, going to arc that corner perfectly as well. Try and get as much speed as he can into that 62 ride. And they are single file pretty quick.
Oh,
we got
contacted
bouncing
back.
in
Down
the back.
apron. Oh, they're right there on the. It's the Skittles machine. What car number is that? 67.
38 of
38.
Zach Archer gets bounced around,
Wow.
takes the access road, and gets back on track.
That's a first for me. I don't know if I could do that.
Got the 43 trying to close in there as well, just behind these guys. And that all happened right around Lilith Peters, as Lilith Peters is 19th after coming to pit lane early that time. But she's already made up 3 spots from when she came off of pit lane. She's got Austin Call in front of her now.
That's really, really good. And you're seeing right here, most of these drivers single file right now, figuring out how their car is feeling. I'm assuming the handling's a little bit difficult here once tire wear goes down, because we're seeing now with a lot of these drivers, Mike, the handling becomes an issue where there's not that much grip in the turns. You're going much slower in the turns. You're not going as fast as what you are on fresher tires. You're not having that grip. So if we did have a long green flag run, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some drivers spin out just because the handling is an issue.
Yeah, that would not surprise me at all here at the 10 machine of Tarrant Hill, trying to make his way up inside the top 10, running P11 right now. We got Barrett Flo behind him, and then a battle between the 21 and looks like the 740 of Adam Brady and Jeff Weimer. Justin Lewis closing in as well here. If he's going to
Still side by side there, going into turn number 3, the 2 and 7. You gotta be careful if you're on the inside. You don't want to slide up the track and accidentally wreck the guy on the outside, because I've seen that happen a lot here. And so far, the 7's gonna have the advantage over the 2 car going down the front straight away.
As you see Lilith Peters pull out, trying to make a pass here and get one more spot, and she will do just that as she goes down to the inside. Austin Call going to try and follow her through. Ronnie Hurst back there as well. If you can get that 22 machine rolling towards the top 20 here. Colin Cornier are side by side, bouncing off of each other just a little bit. You see the 43 there of Ryan Farrell go clear down to the white line. The 38 of Zach Archer trying to make quick work of Ronnie Hurst as he pulled out and went down to the inside. And they are battling down the short stretch here. Back up to the front as you see Isaac Love got that fresh air, and he is driving with a 0.2 of a second lead over Joshua Kanata. We have Steven Johnson, Trevor Dalton, and Maxwell Caldwell are the top 5 here. Adam Lowe trying to get in there as well, as he is closing the gap to Caldwell.
What I mean by that is, I mean, look at the 94 Maxwell Caldwell now inside top 5. If he can stay up here in top 5, that's going to be a very solid point finish for today here. And we're literally past halfway at this point, Mike. So what do you think's going through these drivers' minds? Because I know as a driver, and I was one, you're in the driver's seat and you're not even thinking about the time or the laps going by. You're just seeing what's going on behind you and what's going on in front of you. That's all you're worried about.
With the amount of cautions that we've seen that seem to be happening every 15 laps, give or take, seems like that's when the tires start to kind of fall off, or the mistakes start to get amplified. So I imagine the drivers are trying to get as much track position as they can before they hit that mark. These guys, some of these drivers, well, most of the drivers inside the top 10 last pit on lap 15, so they're definitely going to start feeling those tires after they get a little more heat in them after that last caution. But they're still basically pulling away from the field here.
Yeah, just pulling away just a little bit here from the field. Well, other than that, everybody's doing really good. We're 3 wide once again coming off of turn number 2. But somehow we're managing to keep it straight here.
Surprise, surprise.
Flying up the track just a little bit.
Justin Lewis was the driver that went clear down to the bottom to make the pass there. He's just outside the top 10 now. Dalton Randolph in front of him is the driver running P10. Lewis wants that pretty quickly here, as we are, like you said, over halfway through the race. These drivers, Chad Jones, Dalton Randolph, Justin Lewis, all pitted in 22 to 26 laps. So they definitely have the fresher tires. See if anybody can make it to the end of the race with what they have, or if they're going to have to elect to come down and hit pit lane one more time. Lilith Peters should be okay, as she has 34 laps. Or she last pitted on lap 34, so she only has 10 laps on these tires here. But it definitely seems like a different car back here in traffic.
Well, and once you're in that clean air, Mike, it's really hard to, when you're in that dirty air, it's really hard. And it feels like, for example, you're behind a tractor trailer, right? You're going down the interstate 65, 70 miles per hour. You put your hand out that window and you push it up above the mirror, it's going to throw your hand back. You put it below the mirror, it's not going to do much. And that is all because of that aerodynamics, the wind going over your car. And when there's a car in front of you, it makes it so much harder and it's holding your car back. So when you go out into the lead in that clean air, there's nothing holding you back. The wind's going right over your car. So that's what makes it the clean air versus the dirty air. So when you're in the dirty air, you're going to have a lot more work put on you to try to get up to the front again.
Yeah, as we're watching Matthew McMeekin and Chris Myers battling here, side by side, beating, banging just a little bit. Like we have a driver headed down pit lane. That's Austin Call. Myers is going to make the pass on McMeekin. McMeekin crosses him over, goes down to the inside, and they are still side by side.
And not side by side for long. And you're seeing right there, McMeekin at 41, now under fire from the 75 of Chad Jones. First time we're talking about Chad Jones here tonight. Cracked inside the top 10, and right behind them, don't look too far back, is the 26 of Dalton Randolph. And right there, the 75 got loose. I saw a little bit of tire smoke, and now he's going to lose two or three positions here if he doesn't get back in line.
Yeah, Chad Jones had a ton of speed, slid up the track, and got into Dalton Randolph, and that is going to allow Justin Lewis and Barrett Flo to make the pass on Chad Jones there, but he's able to keep it straight and keep it off the wall. So only lose a couple spots, gets back on the throttle, and away he goes here as Lilith Peters is now banging on the door of the top 10 as she is running P15 right now, as the 21 of Adam Brady is trying to get by.
Right now, the 75 has a little bit of a gap between that pack and pack behind him. And right there, man, they're all over the place. Seen right there, the 10 of Josh Cherry Hill under fire from the 1 of Lil Peters and the 2. Everybody pretty much a car length or 2, maybe 3 car lengths spread out from each other in just groups right now. It looks like we have 4 groups.
Yeah, you have Isaac Love starting to pull away. He's almost a half second out in front here. Joshua Canada, Steven Johnson, Trevor Dalton, Maxwell Caldwell is back in the next set of 4. You have Adam Lowe, Chris Myers, Matthew McMeekin. You have Barrett Flo, Dalton Randolph, Justin Lewis, and Chad Jones in the next group of 4. So, I mean, they're pretty much set as just, you know, little groups of 4 as they're making their way around the track. Barrett Flo goes down to the inside and gets by Dalton Randolph.
Still too wide going into turn number 1, and the 7's gonna have the edge, get in front of the 26 of Michael Randolph, and they're back single file now heading into turn number 2. And this is what I mentioned prior to the race here, Mike. We're gonna see these groups. Oh, the 41 of McMeekin's around. He's hard in the inside wall, comes back up the track. And oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh my God. The 41 of McMeekin went airborne. Holy moly, Mike.
You said something about a catch fence. I don't know that he made it that far, but
we got close. We got close.
Oh, right into the rear bumper there of the 24.
Man, these terrible hits. I mean, last season at Indy, we saw Ryan Priest and ended up in the fence. Literally, a Ryan Priest, the way the car dug into the ground here at Indy looked like a Ryan Priest, exact replica, and ended up in the fence. We're right here, Ryan on board with the 41, and you're seeing the 24 right in front of him, and it looks like the 24 is a little tight there, and the 41 just hits him on the quarter panel, sends him around, and this is the worst spot you can hit right here, Mike, is the tire barrier.
Yeah, I think if he would have hit a little bit further, I don't know that he would have came back up on the track. But you're going to see him come back up on the track. And this is not something you want to see.
No.
10 goes by, and here comes the 2 just spinning him around.
Upside down for one time. Seen that engine. I think we should ride on board with the 41. What do you think? That cockpit view. See what the driver saw. I'm sure it's not pretty. Yeah, something that you don't want to see. And McMeekin was inside the top 5, top 10, fighting all night, and then unfortunately this happened, and not the way McMeekin won his night to go here at Indianapolis. Man, I mean, you really couldn't see McMeekin. That's the thing.
No, you saw all the smoke and you saw all the drivers trying to go by.
Right.
I mean,
that's all you could see. You couldn't see McMeekin at all. Once you were past the smoke, you're already at him. So that's very unfortunate for the 41. And McMeekin's going to have to, I think they have one fast repair, Mike.
I do believe. But that is going to bring everybody down pit lane except for the 18 of Austin Call. Austin Call came down on lap 45, so he will have the lead. Looks like Lilith Peters came down, just took either right sides or fuel only, as she was only in her pit box for 7.6 seconds. Isaac Love, Steven Johnson also in there. Nathan Harper up 24 spots after doing the same thing as Peters. So we'll get these guys stacked back up. Looks like the 55 is going to try and get a lap back here. So he's going to try and take the wave around. I mean, that's a couple cautions we've seen where the drivers really have no view of what's in front of them, and then all of a sudden there's just a car. Like at most ovals, you assume that they're going to kind of clear down the racetrack. Well, at Indy, that really doesn't happen. Even in the corners are barely banked. They are stacked up, ready to roll as the 55 throttles down all the way around the track, trying to get back to the end of the field before they get back to that green flag. So Lilith Peters back on the front row. We know how fast that one machine can be. And see if she can get the same jump that she got last time. A little different as she is not in control of the restart here. The 18 of Austin Call is. We'll say Austin Call and Joshua Canetta are the drivers who have basically split up the Chevy dominance here.
Yeah, well, it's been a Chevy dominance the whole night, and there we go. Austin Call leads the way here, and look who's on the outside. It's one of Lil Peters. And I know Lil Peters wants to get that lead as soon as possible, and let me tell you, she's got second place easily there.
Yeah, Lilith Peters easily clears second place of Isaac Love. Isaac Love's going to have Steven Johnson back behind him, Maxwell Caldwell, and Nathan Harper goes back pretty quickly here in the 4 machine as they are battling hot and heavy up here. Maxwell Caldwell clear down to the inside, going to try and get by Steven Johnson. You see Justin Lewis down there as well, working on Trevor Dalton. The 58 machine of Adam Lowe also down there. Looks like Maxwell Caldwell blew the corner just a little bit as they are 4 wide, 5 wide, trying to make their way around the track to keep it green here, as everybody got a little bit loose on those fresh tires.
Yeah, looking so far. Look at this hornet's nest right here. I mean, you got 2 wide. Everybody sign up to track. Handling is becoming an issue. And there's more contact. Middle of the pack there. I don't know if they save it.
Barrett Flow. Wow.
Barrett Flow there. Right into the wall.
We're going to see if we can take a look real quick. Won't spend a lot of time here. Barrett Flow down on the inside. Trevor Dalton, Steven Johnson kind of get together. The 26 of Dalton Randolph. Oh, Barrett Flo just almost lost it there. So he is definitely going to be slow on the track. And as we were looking at that, Austin Call is rolling to a half-second lead over Lilith Peters. Lilith Peters, Isaac Love battling back here for a second. Isaac Love down to the inside, going to try and take advantage. And he will get P2 here as they come to the exit. Down the backstretch they roll. Three wide back here as well.
Wow. That's just, I don't even know what to call that, Mike. That's just,
I think that's tempting.
it looks like
fate.
pack racing to me.
Dalton Randolph, Maxwell Caldwell, Michael Matta, all back here racing 3 and 4 wide. Caldwell goes down to the inside. The 43 looks like he kind of hit hard on the brakes there trying to get out of the way. Chad Jones pulls out, tries to go down to the inside. And he's going to battle Caldwell as they come through 1 and 2 here. These guys are not giving each other an inch. It's Caldwell hard into that outside wall. He is just going to ride it there.
That's going to make him lose a lot of positions there, something that he doesn't want to happen. But, you know, you're also seeing these drivers, you know, it's been a while since they've been to pit road. So tire wear is going to come in a factor here. And I'm just shocked how the 18 of Austin Calls has the lead right now, because, I mean, I thought the one of Little Peters would get there, but I mean, there's a lot of time there. But the 18 doesn't look like he's going to be holding the lead very much longer, because that 62 visor gloves all over.
I would say the 62 was all over that rear bumper. Lilith Peters trying to close in. Looks like she got a little bit loose. Hit the outside wall maybe a bit, but just a touch. And they come down the backstretch, and Call is leading it here. Isaac Love closing in. Lilith Peters, Adam Lowe are going to be battling. Isaac Love down to the inside, going to try and test the 18 of Call on the inside. Looks like Lilith Peters is going to be battling for a second with Adam Lowe. Lowe's down on the white line. Lilith Peters staying up high as they come down the front stretch, and we are under caution one more time here. Not sure what that one was for, as we were watching everybody battle up towards the front.
Well, let's take a look at this replay here and see what brought out our caution here. Looking down the front straightaway, I see the 26, the 75, the 43, and the 16. And right there, it looks like the 40. Wow. It looks like the 43 was, oh my goodness. It looks like the 43 was trying to fill a spot there, Mike.
Looks like they were almost thinking about going 4 wide here, as Dalton Randolph was down on the inside with Chad Jones. 43 of Ryan Farrell gets a run here on Michael Matta. Maybe the 26 drifts up just a little bit. And that is going to cause the 43 to go around. See if we can...
I mean, that's some pretty significant contact there, Mike.
See if we can take a look here on the nose cam.
Well, there's the onboard of the 26. Let's take a look here and see what happened. There's the 16 of Michael Madden on your outside. Now let's see this 43. Right there's the 43 of Ryan Farrell.
I'm going to say the 26 of Dalton Randolph drifts up just a little bit. And that's going to what send the 43 into that inside wall. Just that little bit of touch. We're going to be probably 20 laps to go when we get the green flag once again here.
Well, do we see some pit stops happen, Mike, or are we going to see drivers stay out here with 25 to go?
I would imagine we're probably going to see everybody stay out. Like, everybody last pitted on lap 50, so that was be about 10 laps ago. Austin Call pitted on lap 45, so he's got a little ways to go. I mean, as far as 5 laps versus everybody. We'll see what happens here. See if he's going to stay out.
I mean, this is it. Like, this could be the final restart. I don't know if it will be the final restart, but this could legitimately be the final restart. So you're going to want to have that track position. You're going to want to have a good restart, and you're going to want to make a pass early, because if it runs, long green flag run happens, you're going to see those packs form again, and that's not a good shot at winning, I would say, Mike. So this is it. You're going to want to have a great restart. That's the only opportunity, I think.
So we'll see what happens here. Lilith Peters is going to be starting back in row 2. Might help just a little bit as far as getting the momentum and getting back up into the top 2 here. But I don't imagine Austin Call wanted to see that caution come out.
Austin Call probably didn't want to see that caution come out, but I think what the one of Lilith Peters is thinking is the 18's going to slide up the track. They're going to probably go 3 wide. One of Lilith Peters squeezes by, takes 2 for 1 there, is going to take the lead away in the closing laps. That's what I'm thinking the one is going to try to do here on this restart.
Like, everybody is back to double file restarts here. We have a few drivers that have put it on the hauler. We have, looks like Ryan Farrell, Jeffrey Weimer, Michael Accord, Derek Wegman, and Johnny Lefevre Jr. all put it on the hauler. So, a few drivers calling it a night early here.
Very unfortunate for them, but here we go. Pace vehicle lights are off. We're making our way out of turn number 4. Mike, this could be the final restart of the night.
Pace car is in. Austin Call with the button. We're going to see what they can do here as he is down and away. Lilith Peters did not get going with Call, so that's going to allow Isaac Love to get P2. Lilith Peters is going to have to battle hard to stay inside the top 3, and she will do just that as Adam Lowe turns down to the inside. Looks like Adam Brady might have been sideways. Nope, behind him. That's Nathan Harper in the 4 machine was sideways on that restart.
Lilith Peters now back to 4th place. You see the 62 making contact with the leader of the 18 of Austin Call. They're still banging doors heading into turn number 3. And a 62 and 18 are battling side by side. More contact. That's going to allow the 58 of Adam Lowe to get there.
Now the 62 is trying to bang his way to the lead, and Austin Call is having none of it. The 62 just took the position there after beating and banging almost a half lap. Be watching for payback here if Austin Call gets back to the rear bumper of Isaac Love. Side by side, Adam Lowe and Austin Call. Lilith Peters and Justin Lewis also there, as they're all battling for this top 5 finish. And there are 19 laps to go.
Well, I mean, the laps are winding down. You're seeing the top 2 right now having control of the field, but I'm sure the 18 of Austin Call is very frustrated with the 62 right now.
As they're side by side, Adam Lowe and Justin Lewis banging off of each other. They are snaking down the front stretch here. Justin Lewis trying to get to the rear bumper of Lilith Peters. They're side by side behind him. Josh McKenna and Adam Lowe. Trevor Dalton pulls out, tries to go by. Steven Johnson also back there. Justin Lewis pulls out.
Justin Lewis.
Lilith Peters back to fourth. $18 laps to go. Austin Call is trying to close in. Looks like Zach Archer is getting a couple spots here as he's back inside the, well, I was going to say inside the top 10, but he's just outside the top 10 here. Austin Call is trying everything he can to get back to Isaac Love. Justin Lewis. And they are 3 wide, bouncing off the back wall. Adam Lowe. Oh, even back further. Josh Tarhill.
Whoa, up the hill he goes.
They are
Contact a
all
little
over
bit.
the track. 3 and 4 wide. Jonathan Casebear, Michael Matta, Nathan Harper, Maxwell Caldwell back there as well. These guys were all over the track. 3, 4, 5 wide almost. Like Adam Brady is battling Trevor Dalton for position here on track.
Surprised we don't have a caution just yet. Do we see another caution come out, or are we gonna run this thing green? And there's the 61 of Joshua Canta trying to get a top 5 finish. What a good points day it would be for Joshua in that 61.
Justin Lewis pulls down to the inside, going to try and go by Austin Call. That 7 machine has got some speed. Involved in a couple incidents early as everybody gets checked up here as Justin Lewis slides up in front of Austin Call. Looks like Call and Canta kind of have a little bumping there. And Isaac Love is loving this as he is out to 3/4 of a second lead right now. 15 laps to go here in the SCL Winston Cup Series.
Isaac Love out front, Justin Lewis second, Austin Call third, 4th place Joshua Canta, and now 5th place is the one of Lilith Peters. Starting to wonder if Lilith Peters used up her stuff here. And now under fire from the 58 of Adam Lowe.
Yeah, Adam Lowe goes by on the inside. Lilith Peters was the fastest car for the first half of the race, but the second half has not been to her liking as she is going the wrong way in a hurry. The 21 of Adam Brady, Steven Johnson back there as well. Kind of look back through the field, see these guys pretty much single file here now after testing the track limits earlier in this run, but it looks like everybody's kind of settled down, so we'll go back to the front. Justin Lewis just ran the fastest lap of the race with a 51:38.
Well, I mean, you're looking right now, a 17, not 17, my bad. The 7 of Justin Lewis looks like he's closing in inch by inch every lap here, Mike, to Isaac Love. So this could be a neck-to-neck battle here by the end of this.
Yeah, as I say, catching him is one thing, passing him is another. One thing that Isaac Love does not want to see is a caution, as he has built up this lead. And even the gap between Justin Lewis back to third is over a second now, as everybody else is kind of single file back there trying to make their way around this 2.5 mile oval here. But Lewis is closing in with every lap.
Top 2 separated from the rest of the field. I think this is going to be only Justin Lewis and 62 of Isaac Love. Those two only have the shot at winning unless a caution were to come out. But right now, the 7 of Justin Lewis all over the bumper of the 62 here.
Yeah, you got to wonder how much tire did Isaac Love use when he was using up the 18 machine to get that first place position on track, as Justin Lewis is running lights out now. And look back
There's
through
the 41
field
to
here.
McMeekin trying to make a move to the inside.
Looks like Michael Matta's down pit lane. Isaac Love still out to a lead, but that lead has evaporated in a hurry here, as it is down inside 0.3 of a second. 12 laps to go from Indy.
And you're seeing those drivers, they're all wiggling around like a worm right now, and they're all trying to stay in the draft so they can make a move, because every position matters. And you saw 62 there brush the wall a little bit. Doesn't hurt him too much. Still holding the lead very strong.
And maintain the same gap he had. But these last 10 laps, it's going to come to play here, as Justin Lewis is closing in, inching his way lap by lap. The last lap was identical lap times. We'll see what happens this time by. It looks like Isaac Love hit the outside wall just a little bit one more time. That gap went down to 1/4 of a second here as they're coming down the front stretch. Isaac Love tries to go to the inside. As you see the drivers make their way to pit lane, like Chris Myers comes down.
Right now is 62 leading the way over to 7. And they just keep pulling away from the pack, Mike.
Yeah, they're pulling away. They're over 1.5 seconds, almost 2. Back to this group here of Austin Call and Adam Lowe. Looks like Michael Matta is in there as well. Joshua. Oh, looks like Austin Call trying to block Adam Lowe. Adam Lowe to the inside, and he is going to try and take away P4 here. They're still side by side.
Little contact between the 58 and 18.
Still a little
More
contact. Lilith Peters off the wall inside. They're 3 wide back here. And Peters gets back in line, like behind Chad Jones here. Hall and Lowe are still battling. Lowe on the inside, Call on the high side. Watching this battle, we're also keeping a watchful eye on the leaders here, as they are still battling.
Oh, wow.
Bouncing off of each other.
I mean, now there's 3. Oh, the 75's around. He's going to come out up the track. Oh, 38 is involved. That's going to bring out our caution.
Chad Jones.
Looks like there's 75. Looks like he's going to take that gap there on the inside of the 27, maybe.
Looks like the 44 of Steven Johnson just drifts up just a little bit. And that's what's gonna send him down to the inside wall. Zach Archer gets in there as well. See if we can take a different look here. From the nose of the machine. 44 machine. See Trevor Dalton get away. And then you'll see the 75 driving by. Looks like it's ever so slightly drifting up into the 75. Just a little bit. We've seen it happen like 3 times now at least. They just get a little side by side, and then all of a sudden they get sucked into that outside car, and that's what's going to spin them around and bring out the caution.
Just one little contact that will send you around, so you gotta be very, very careful when you're racing against another competitor. Seeing drivers fake that pit right there, but you also see more drivers come down pit road that are more in the back of the pack. You know, what chance do you have to lose, Mike? You're gonna get some fresh tires, get, you know, some extra fuel in that car if we do run more cautions later on in this event. So I mean, is it a bad thing that you're coming down pit road this late?
If you don't have to, I wouldn't have. Because right now, Justin Lewis is sitting out on pole now, or on the front row. He has Austin Call next to him, so no real challenge. I mean, he's got half the field that stayed out. So, I mean, the first one that has hit pit lane would be, I'm going to say, Lilith Peters, and she pitted on lap 72, and she's running P10. So you got about 5 rows until you get to the drivers that came down this time by. And it looks like Isaac Love's going to come out of pit lane in P16.
I agree with what you're saying. But look at McMeekin. He's in 7th place right now. Had that very, very bad accident. Got outside top 50. Then top 10. Now inside the top 10 still. But he's getting closer and closer to that top 5. So it would be really nice if he gets a top 5 tonight. This is going to be an exciting finish, Mike.
Yeah, we're going to be in for
a special treat.
4-lap shootout.
Like I like to say, risk it for a biscuit. We see a driver, you want to risk it for a biscuit. You want to be sending 2nd or 3rd, risk it, maybe going 3 wide, potentially wreck yourself out of the race? Or do you want to maybe not risk it, stay back and be like, you know what, I'm in 3rd place right now. I don't think I'm going to get the 1st place within, you know, the end of the race. So we want to stay in 3rd place, get as many points as possible, because remember, every position counts towards points. So you got to look at it that way too. You want to go win? Yes, you want to win. Do you really want to risk it and not finish well and not get as many points as you wanted to?
I think if you're inside the top, we'll say 3 rows, you kind of be aggressively cautious. I'll put it that way.
Right.
But if you're back there a little ways, it's not going to hurt you to try and send it 3 wide, get a couple positions really quick here on this restart, especially going into turn 1. We've seen it happen, you know, a couple times. But we'll see if anybody gets used up here in that outside lane. We'll see what happens. I mean, Justin Lewis is sitting in the catbird seat right now. He's got 5-lap fresher tires than Austin Call, but he does have Adam Lowe, who's been lightning quick as of late in these laps.
Well, we're about to find out. Guys, grab your popcorn, grab your soda, sit down in the recliner and sit back and watch. We want to thank everybody watching on Sim Racing Media. We couldn't do it without your support, and we're going to be growing a lot more this year and next year. So it's just going to get bigger and bigger. But right now, it's 7 of Justin Lewis leading the way here in the closing laps. Is he going to be your winner, or are we going to see another caution? We're about to find out. And Mike, that pace car is coming on the pit road right about now.
That pace car in, Justin Lewis with the field under his control as he gets set to light him up here. He is down and away earlier than we've seen almost anybody else go, and the 18 of Austin Call pulls in front of Adam Lowe almost immediately, trying to keep that second position here as they are side by side behind him. Trevor Dalton, Adam Lowe.
Oh, well, now the 7, Justin Lewis, is just pulling away because the 18 just totally roadblocked the pack behind him, holding them up. So now the 7's got a huge run and lead, and it looks like the 18's not giving up either for second place. And man, I just don't think he has the speed right now to stay inside the top 5.
Yeah, Austin Call was blocking like his life depended on it. Off of the 27 now, going to check up the field. Lilith Peters goes high. Maxwell Caldwell down low as they are battling here, and Austin Call is a rolling roadblock for these drivers on a little bit fresher tires. He wants to stay in line.
Middle pack there. There's a 3-time series champion Maxwell Caldwell trying to get a nice top 10 here tonight.
And Lilith Peters trying to battle back after hitting pit lane on that last caution. Adam Lowe back there as well. Everybody trying to make some track position here. Adam Lowe has a second to get back to the rear bumper of Justin Lewis. Justin Lewis has got to be waving to his fans as he makes his way around the track. And they are wrecking behind him.
Middle of the pack. That's the 22 Ronnie Hurst Jr. around. That's 10 also around. More 61s involved. And there's somebody behind the 10. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Somebody's behind the 10.
See what happened here. Ronnie Hurst goes down to the inside. Zach Archer there.
Oh, got loose.
You can see it. 063. Tart Hill involved. 61. McKinsey involved.
So far, Mike, it seems like turns 3 and not turns 3, but turns 2 and 4 have been the rough spots for the handling tonight.
Yeah, it seems like everybody tries to get back to the throttle a little bit too quick. But we will we'll restack them here as we go into overtime.
And since we're going into overtime, how about we explain the rules, Mike, about overtime to our viewers who might not know what overtime is?
Definitely. So in overtime, they will stack them up here. They will take the green flag with 2 laps to go. If the leader makes it all the way back around to the white flag, they will race back to checkers. If the leader does not, they will throw that caution flag and we will restack them one more time. That is definitely not what Justin Lewis wanted to see. That's what everybody else in the field wanted to see because it gives them a chance to win the race here. Justin Lewis and Adam Lowe will start on the front row. Trevor Dalton and Lilith Peters, row 2, and Maxwell Caldwell and Austin Call will be in row 3. So definitely have to watch the 18 machine, see if he can get that car rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Lilith Peters is on the freshest tires as she pitted on lap 72 and running P4 right now. So she probably has the tires she could use in order to get up here and get on the podium.
Hey, I mean, Lilith Peters early on in this run has been very, very dominant, has been up in the front ever since the green flag has flown, and took a pit stop, you know, fell back a little bit, top 20, top 15. Has been struggling a little bit in the dirty air, but now she's back up here in the top 5. So, you know, anything can happen in overtime. You know, 3 cars could slide up the track. Here she comes getting the white flag. And if she gets the white flag and they wreck, she could win. But, you know, I think if you're inside the top 5 right now, you have a legitimate shot at winning this race tonight. And with the pace car lights off, you know what's in the driver's minds right now? I mean, I wouldn't want to be the 7 or the 58 of Adam Lowe, because let me tell you, I'd rather be sitting in the 2nd row knowing that I can make a pass and not have to defend myself for, you know, other drivers to pass me.
Yeah, you're definitely, if you're Justin Lewis, you're in control of the restart, but after that, you just have to hit your marks.
You're just on defense.
Yeah. If you're Trevor Dalton or Lilith Peters, you just go on offense and you try and pick your mark and decide when you're going to take advantage here, as you want to get basically as much ground as you can, as quick as you can, because you know everybody else is going to be coming from behind.
Oh yeah, no doubt. We're probably going to see some 3 wide action. Question is, do they make it back to the white flag?
We will find out as they get ready to roll through the final corners here under caution.
My heart's pounding. Here we go. Pace car's off. This is it.
Justin Lewis with the button as they get ready to set them free here, and he is down and away. Trevor Dalton and Maxwell Caldwell right on time, right on cue, and they are staying with him.
Oh, look at this. Look at the 26 down there all the way to the apron.
And he is going to wreck half the field.
Saw 16 Michael Madden involved, the 06 involved there.
So
that means
I believe this is going to end the race. I believe they only have one green-white checker here in the SCL Winston Cup Series here.
Justin Lewis has won at the break-in. And look at this. If this is our finishing results, our 3-time series champion Maxwell Caldwell is in the top 3. Look at that. Wow.
Let's take a look here and see what happened.
Well, I did see the 26 make it 3 wide here. Watch this. He's going to go the inside all the way down the apron, and he's not letting off the gas. And he hooked the 41 McMeekin, and that was it.
Justin Lewis is going to come to 3 and 4. Is going to be the race result here. Justin Lewis, Trevor Dalton, Maxwell Caldwell are going to be the top 3 finishers here Lilith Peters is going to finish P5. As he gets some congratulatory bumps as he's headed down the back stretch here. So Justin Lewis will win here at the Brickyard. Well, let's see if we can get the drivers up here. Get Justin Lewis to burn it down momentarily, and then we'll get the interview portion started here. So as he burns it down, let's jump over here to Maxwell Caldwell. Hey Maxwell, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
Man, going good. How are you?
Well, not too bad. Well, that was a heck of a run. You kind of fell back a little ways. Didn't probably qualify the way you wanted to, but you wind up bringing home a P3. How's it racing out there, man?
Wow. I hate this track. I really do. But to bring it home third's like a win, man. No, it was – the car in practice was terrible. Couldn't figure things out. Finally had some teammates really help me out, give me some pointers. And I guess the last 2 seasons I didn't know you were supposed to shift here, and that could have been why I used to be 6/10 off the whole field. But got that figured out. Thought I had something qualifying, just kind of missed turn 3. But race, I just tried to take it easy most of the time. But it really shocked me how aggressive everybody was out there. I think it was when I don't want to say I got hit into the wall. It was just kind of twitched loose being on that outside with all the craziness going on. But right there with like 25 to go, really killing the right front and just having to ride around with damage. Like, those guys were going at it. If you were outside the top 5, you were in the death zone. So it was so hard to pass. It was so hard to complete. No one gave an inch all night long. And I'm not saying anybody was wrong for it. It was just good, hard racing. Had a few incidents, but kept it relatively clean here. And kind of got scared when I had to use up my last set of tires with 20 to go. But, you know, that last restart, teammate said, hey, people are going to pit, you stay out. That's what we did, and here we are. So I actually got 3rd place, and that's like a win. So super excited about that, the way the last couple weeks have went.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on your P3. Anybody else you want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Absolutely. First and foremost, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Man, he's allowed me to just come and meet all these great people, meet you broadcasters, and just have a great time every Monday night. Even though I can get a little agitated in the race, I'm a competitor. You know, it's still a lot of fun, and I'm blessed to be here. Made some great friendships that are lasting well beyond the league. So it's super fun. Thankful for my sponsors, Under Pressure Power Washing Systems and Merkle Racing Engines. They help keep this car going, and I appreciate their support. Appreciate my teammates, Justin Lewis, Trevor Dalton, Austin Call, Todd Merkel. Man, they helped me a lot tonight. I really leaned on them, so it's huge. And then thankful for the league, for everything they do, and for you guys in the booth, man. Y'all do an awesome job. Can't wait to go watch this one back and see how crazy that was mid-pack.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats once again, and I will talk to you later, man.
Thank you, Mike. Y'all have a good one.
You too. All right, let's see if we can get second place up here in the booth.
All right.
Daniel, I believe you're with Trevor.
Hey, Trevor, it's Daniel and Mike in the booth. You got me.
Hey guys.
Well, man, it's been an exciting last 2 weeks. You know, last week we were at Richmond, 3/4 mile track. Now we're here at Indianapolis. Got that in the books. Tell us, how was it out there tonight?
I hate this track. I hate this track. I hate this track. I'm ecstatic with second. I mean, I felt like I was faster, but every time you pull down, try to get underneath somebody, everybody in the outside line just blows by you. So it's really aggravating.
And we saw some drivers struggling with that handling. How was the handling going on tonight? Because it seems like once that tire wear and grip let loose, that handling was really difficult to handle.
It's definitely a clean air. Need clean air for the track. The car would be tight if you were right behind somebody or even underneath somebody. It was just plowing tight. So that was hard to manage.
Well, you know, you got a top 3 finish here at Indianapolis. Were you expecting a top 3 tonight?
The way this season's gone, no. I'm happy to finish. This has been a rough start to the season.
Well, maybe it's a turnaround, and hopefully you'll get into victory lane soon, right? But now that Indianapolis is out of the way, do you have anybody you would like to thank?
Oh, the SCL league administrator, Carolus, for keeping us in check. You guys in the booth, sim-motion.com for the rig stuff, and yeah, appreciate everybody here.
All right, well, congratulations on a P2 finish and top 3 here from Indianapolis. We'll see you next week.
All right, guys, thanks.
And that was Trevor Dalton in the number 27 finishing P2 here tonight.
Justin, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
Sorry, I was taking a drink. Good. Glad to be sitting here after how this race started.
I was gonna say you were up front, got involved in a early race accident, and then kind of got lucky on one of the later race cautions when 17 kind of came off your nose there, but battled back and wound up bringing that number 7 machine into victory lane.
Yeah, we had our hands full, that's for sure. The first deal was just a 3 wide deal that went bad. I thought Matta went to the wall, and he left about half a car length. Well, we were already 3 wide, and I think Isaac tried to also give me room, but there was just no room. So I got hooked there, and I just tried to stay rolling backwards. Like I put it in reverse, trying to retreat out of there, and the minute I did, the one and only Todd Merkel, the Merkel Racing Engines owner, so shout out to the sponsor, he drilled me. So that killed the car. And that bent the toe link and everything. And then what made it worse, I tried to spin the car back around under that caution when everybody went by, and then one more car was left, and he hit me in the same toe link. So that thing dog tracked all the way back around. But took the fast repair only, that and fuel. Did not do a thing else. Stayed on the tires I spun with and drove 27th to like 9th and got a caution. So like we might be back in this. And then that whole deal with Michael Accord, I thought I didn't move, which luckily the replay, I didn't move anywhere. I think he tried to follow the car in front of him, which brought him down half a foot, and he caught my bumper. And instead of, killing my car, I kind of sacrificed him because I was like, this thing's going to be destroyed if I go in the wall with him. So I just kind of checked up and it hooked him the rest of the way, and that was it. And luckily we escaped out of that one too. But we talked; it was fine. Yeah, that was a wild race. I've always been fast here. I just haven't won in this league here, and I finally pulled it off. I mean, I'll put it to you honest. Lilith was the one on 4 tires, I believe, there, and if I didn't get that restart right, it was probably going to be, a bad deal for a couple of us up there. But no, I just want to thank Todd for being on the hood again for all 4 series I run with this league. In some other leagues that I run, he's on the car too for those. Maxwell, Austin, Trevor, all those guys are great help. We were working pretty well together tonight, so hopefully we can carry that into the Talladega here in a couple weeks. And I don't remember what's next week, but hopefully we can repeat this and close down on some Johnny Wood dominance.
Yeah, definitely get you started in the right direction here. Sounded like you almost thanked everybody you needed to. Any others you want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Yeah, we'll throw a shout out to Careless up in the booth for the admin work. He has to be the guy that break everyone's hearts and hurt feelings all race long when stuff happens. But also want to thank Adam and Josh for putting this thing on. I thought that we would be probably bored, and most of us probably already in bed for work on Monday nights. So again, just good job to everybody. I think this is the first time we've had more cautions at Indy. Most of them usually have 1 or 2 cautions, and then we have a fuel strategy. So it's kind of nice to have a little bit of a change up. But to be honest with you, I did not want that caution. I was chasing Isaac Love. I think I could have got him, but I got to like 2/10 and couldn't do anything anymore. So it worked out. I kind of faked him out on pit road, and that's what got us the lead. And, luckily we pulled off the win.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, congrats on the race win, and look forward to maybe talking to you later in the season.
All right, boys. See ya.
Sure. All right, that will do it for the interview portion of the race here. Anything you want to say before we go through the race results, Daniel?
Well, a lot of hard crashes that had a feeling that was going to happen, but didn't really expect to see McMeekin literally get clobbered down the back straightaway by another driver. But it was great racing going on, a lot of bumping and banging. I thought it was a pretty good race overall. We saw them spread out a little bit, like we mentioned that would happen. And now we're looking forward to next week. So I'm sure it's going to be another great week next week, and I know these drivers at least have a few days to get ready for that one too.
Yeah, they definitely do. We'll go ahead and run down the race results here. Justin Lewis, Trevor Dalton, Maxwell Caldwell. Heard for those 3 guys. And we have Adam Lowe and Lilith Peters rounding out that top 5. Austin Call tried to take advantage of staying out on track, winds up P6. Brendan Cornier in 7th, Nathan Harper, Joshua Yarborough, Isaac Love battles back for a P10 after taking a late race pit stop. Jonathan Casebear, Zach Archer, Joshua Canta, Todd Merkel, Steven Johnson, Adam Brady, Michael Matta, Matthew McMeekin round out the top 18. We have Dalton Randolph, Chad Jones, Josh Charrett Hill, Blake Madu, Andrew McKenzie, Barrett Flo, Ronnie Hurst, Chris Myers, Jeremy Flanagan, Ryan Farrell round out the top 28. We got Jeff Weimer, Michael Accord, Derek Wagman, and Johnny Lefevers rounds out the field. So that will do it here from the SCL Cup Series. But from all the drivers of the SCL Cup Series and all of us here at Sim Racing Media, I want to wish you guys a good night, and we will see you next time.